I'm sure you are all familiar with the Vought Cinematic Universe, even though we have gotten some really good movies from Vought like Rising Tide, Homelander Origins, Tek Knight Lives, and Rapid Transit. The VCU still had a lot of problems. A lot of real-world events have negatively impacted Vought's movies, like The Deep getting fired from the Seven and Stormfront being exposed as a Nazi. Also, I'm still pissed off that they canceled Training A-Train for a tax write-off. The movie was already finished, and a lot of people worked hard on it. Anyways, today I wanted to tell you guys how I would make my own Vought Cinematic Universe. So the first movie of the VCU has to be Homelander. So we all know that Homelander is the GOAT. So who better to start off this universe than the man himself? This movie should do the legend justice and serve as a great introduction to the universe. This movie should also show how great of a hero Homelander is and how he became the man he is today. The next movie will be Noir. Black Noir is a really cool hero and he deserves to have the second movie of the universe. This movie could be a lot like John Wick. It should definitely be rated R and very violent. Black Noir doesn't talk, so he shouldn't talk in the movie, so he'll be like a silent and stoic protagonist. The next movie will be Queen Maeve. Queen Maeve is a feminist icon, and it is very important that women around the world get a superhero that represents themselves. This movie will show how Maeve learns to become a strong warrior who deals with misogyny and massive threats. This movie will show that Maeve is not just a woman, but a hero in her own right. The next movie will be Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy has to be my second favorite superhero right behind Homelander. He's the original hero. He's just so awesome and he really represents American values. Even though I'm Canadian, I appreciate how he teaches the American way and he makes me want to become a better man. This movie will be a period piece taking place during World War II. We should see Soldier Boy fight Nazis and serve his country. So the next movie will be Homelander the World's Savior. This will be a sequel to the first Homelander movie. In this movie, the world is about to end and there is only one person who can stop it, Homelander. In a world that has no hope, Homelander is here to save it. The movie can show why we need Homelander and how one man can truly make a difference. As the world becomes more chaotic and hopeless, Homelander is here to make it great again. The next movie will be Deep. The Deep is a very underrated and underappreciated hero who doesn't get the respect he deserves. His powers are really cool and not as lame as people say it is. Like, the dude can talk to fish and breathe underwater. That's amazing, and he is just so charming. He would never disrespect women. This movie can show us how he got his powers and how cool he is. This movie can also show us his relationship with both sea life and the people on land. We can see how he coexists with both worlds. Also, we gotta play Ocean Man by Ween in the ending of the movie. Okay, so the next movie is a very exciting one. This will be The Seven. The members of the Seven will be Homelander, Black Noir, Queen Maeve, The Deep, Lamplighter, Mr. Marathon, and Translucent. So in this movie, 7 great heroes come together to stop a common threat. All of these heroes have the same goals and decide it's better to work together as a team than for each of them to be on their own. I know Lamplighter, Mr. Marathon, and Translucent don't have their movies in this universe, but they don't really need their own movies because they are the least profitable heroes. Homelander forms the Seven and the team takes refuge in Vought Tower. So from now on, the heroes know that they are not on their own as they are part of a team now. Next movie is The Tek Knight. Okay, so I know that Tek Knight has gotten a lot of movies, but there's a reason for it. He's just awesome. He's like the smartest guy, and he uses his money to fight crime. Like LeBron said, ain't no party like a Tek Knight party. This movie should be a lot more grounded than the others. I think Tek Knight is a hero who works better as more dark and gritty. This movie should also show us how Tek Knight creates his suits and all his gadgets. Tek Knight should also go on an arc during this movie where he learns that he can use his fortune to help others. So the next movie is Noir. Back in Black. So this movie is a sequel to Noir, and in this movie, Black Noir is back and blacker than ever. This movie should just be more Black Noir. We should see a lot more violence and cool stunts. It'll be rated R like the first movie. This movie will take place in Hanoi, where he goes to fight old enemies from back when he was in the war. Black Noir is on a mission, and no one can stop him after he finds out the man who killed his best friend is still alive and is living in Hanoi. Also, this movie should have Back in Black by AC/DC in the soundtrack of the film. The next movie in the VCU is A-Train. I love A-Train, he's so cool and he has a lot of charisma, such a great hero. He is the fastest man alive and he seems to have a really big heart. He's definitely the best speedster. He's much cooler than other speedsters like Mr. Marathon and Shockwave. This movie should show how A-Train goes from being a member of the Teenage Kicks to becoming a hero of his own. We should also see how he became as great of an athlete as he is. Like, we can get scenes where his coach is training him. Now, this next movie will be Payback. This is about Soulja Boy's old team from the 80s. In this movie, the members of Payback will be Soulja Boy, Black Noir, Crimson Countess, Mindstorm Swato, and the TNT Twins. So in this movie, Soulja Boy has been a very well-known and iconic hero for many years, and now he becomes the leader of a team of heroes to help the military fight against the enemy country. In this film, Soulja Boy can learn how to work together with a team, and we could also see how great of a leader he is. Next movie is gonna be Kingdom of Maeve. So this is a sequel to the first Queen Maeve movie. Queen Maeve is a great feminist icon, and something this film will emphasize is how Queen Maeve is a queen. Like, everyone knows that Maeve is a great hero and a fearsome warrior, but a lot of people tend to forget what the queen part of her name truly means. We will also see her kingdom, and this film will give her the respect she deserves as a queen. The next movie in the universe is going to be Soulja Boy American Hero. This is a sequel to Soulja Boy, and it takes place directly after the Payback movie. In a world where Americans are becoming less patriotic, Soulja Boy is here to save his country. Soulja Boy will be joined by his sidekick Gunpowder and his fellow Payback member Black Noir. I think it would be great to see the chemistry between Soulja Boy and Noir because they seem to have been very good friends who really got along back when they were teammates. This movie can be a suspenseful spy thriller that delves into Soulja Boy as a person as he works for Vought to stop terrorists. Next movie is Homelander Last Stand. So this is the third Homelander movie where Homelander is as great of a hero as ever. In this movie, Homelander is here to fight for what he believes in and for the rights of the people. As tensions are rising across the nation, Homelander is here to take a stand. This movie has Homelander work with Vought to find ways of protecting as many people as they can. This movie will also set up the Seven becoming more involved in a safeguard for the world. Next movie is The Deep, Secrets of Atlantis. This is a sequel to the first Deep movie, and this will be a more soulful film. In this movie, the Deep travels through the lost city of Atlantis after being summoned by its people. After Atlantis is under attack, the Deep is here to defend its inhabitants. The Deep will learn more about Atlantis, and he forms an attachment with the city as he starts to care more about its culture and people. As the Deep is the Lord of the Seven Seas and is the aquatic hero, he is the only superhero who can help Atlantis, which makes Deep realize how much more important he truly is. The next movie is The Seven, Annihilation. This movie is a sequel to the first film about the Seven, and in this film, A-Train replaces Mr. Marathon as a member of the Seven since Mr. Marathon died in the first movie. And in this film, Homelander reunites the Seven as he wants the team to be more prominent in world conflicts. The main threat of this movie is an armed force from space that plans to destroy the Earth. The Seven will go to space in the movie to protect the planet. The Seven will have to fight against a galactic army, which will be a very groundbreaking concept to this universe. This movie could be more of a sci-fi apocalypse film, similar to like Star Wars and Star Trek. Jack from Jupiter can also appear in this film to help out the Seven. Vought could also build a sort of satellite-like base in space for the team to reside in during future galactic missions. Next film will be Tek Knight Rises, a sequel to the Tek Knight. In this film, Tek Knight has returned with a new, big, and better suit. In this film, Tek Knight will learn how to pick himself up after falling. This film will tell a deep, emotional story about resilience and overcoming failure. We will also introduce Tek Knight's sidekick Gladio in the film, who will come to help Tek Knight get back onto his feet. The next movie is Black Noir, The Imposter, which is the third movie in the Black Noir series. This film will be more of a mystery thriller where Black Noir has to deal with an imposter. A mysterious figure is impersonating Black Noir wearing his costume, framing him for many acts of terror. This whole film will be about figuring out who the second Black Noir is and why he's impersonating him. Black Noir is on a mission to clear his name. The next movie in the Vought Cinematic Universe will be Can't Stop the A-Train, which is the sequel to A-Train. So we all know A-Train, he's awesome, and he's really fast. So fast that you just can't stop him. You can't stop him, you shouldn't stop him, and you won't stop him. In this movie, A-Train pushes himself to become even faster than he already is. A-Train becomes so fast that he's able to travel in between space and time, making him able to time travel. A-Train travels to the past and future, and he learns how his powers can be useful, but discovers the consequences of messing with the timeline. Next movie will be Starlight. Yes, I know, Starlight is a very controversial figure, considering she betrayed the Seven and went against Homelander, but she still was a great hero when she knew her place. This movie can be about Starlight before she became an anarchist and back when she was a respectable hero that young girls everywhere can look up to. This next movie will be Pride of Maeve, which will be the third Queen Maeve film. We all know that Queen Maeve is a lesbian, so I think this entire film can be about her coming out as a lesbian. The movie can be about how hard it is to be a gay female hero, and the heart of the film can be the relationship between Maeve and her girlfriend. Okay, now this next movie is one that I think will be very exciting. This movie will be Soldier Boy versus Homelander. This is the third Soldier Boy movie, and this movie will see a civil war between Soldier Boy and Homelander. In this movie, Soldier Boy gets transported to the present times where he sees how the world has changed. This movie will be about a fight between different ideals. Soldier Boy represents the old ways, while Homelander is a more modern idea of a superhero. They're both amazing heroes in their own rights, and it will be awesome to see them on screen together and to see them clash. The fight scenes between Soldier Boy and Homelander will have to be nothing short than amazing. Every Vought fan will have their first orgasm seeing them fight. The next movie will be The Deep Saves the Fish, which will be the third movie in the Deep franchise. So this movie will be much more of a heartfelt movie as the Deep is on a mission to save the fish. As aquatic life is in danger, only one man can save the Deep. The Deep cares deeply for fish, and it would be great to get a whole movie where we see the Deep as a truly compassionate man who does all he can to protect the sea life. I know the Deep has done a lot for aquatic animals like dolphins and octopuses, and I think it would be great for us to get a movie about Deep protecting the fish. The next movie will be Dawn of the Seven. This film will have Starlight replace Lamplighter as a member of the Seven. The movie will be a very epic crossover that has been built up for years. In this movie, Seven are now officially implemented into being a part of major world conflicts. In this film, soup terrorists are attacking America, so the government must enlist superheroes into the military. The Seven must come together to stop the threats of soup terrorists trying to blow up innocent civilians. Naqib will be the main antagonist and leader of the soup terrorists, so the Seven must come together to stop him. The next film will be Tek Knight Lives, the third film in the Tek Knight series where we bring Tek Knight back to his roots. In this movie, Tek Knight will be dealing with paranoia and insomnia, causing him to become a total social recluse, stay in his mansion, building a bunch of new suits. In this movie, Tek Knight will have to learn how to rely on his own ingenuity and not on his suits and technology. This film will also have a realistic depiction of a panic attack that I think a lot of people will appreciate. Tek Knight's sidekick, Gladio, will grow out of the role of sidekick and will become a solo hero with the name Swingwing. The next movie in the series will be A Train in Africa, which will be the third A Train film in the VCU. In this movie, A Train decides to connect back to his African roots and visit Africa with his new African suit. In this movie, A Train really goes on a journey where he really embraces his roots and gets a much deeper connection to the continent of his origins. Nubian Prince can also appear in this film as an African hero that A Train meets and becomes allies with. Now, the next film will be Homelander Legacy, the fourth Homelander film. This film will introduce Ryan, the son of Homelander. This movie will be all about Homelander passing on his legacy to his son Ryan. The film should be a very sentimental story, setting up the new generation of supes. We see the father-son relationship between Homelander and Ryan, which I think can be very wholesome and heartfelt. Ryan will have to accept his destiny as becoming the next Homelander, when his father won't be able to protect the world. The next movie will be Citizen Starlight, the sequel to Starlight. So yeah, Starlight returns this time in her second costume, which I think looks way better. So in this movie, Starlight is here to become a role model for girls out there, to be strong and have great values. I know that's pretty ironic since how Starlight becomes, but I believe that the Starlight that left the Seven and betrayed Homelander is not the real Starlight. Like, she goes from being a happy member of the Seven and girlfriend of Homelander to traitor working with a radical anti-soup group. Also, look at how Starlight looks now. She is completely unrecognizable. She went from being a beautiful woman to looking like a lizard. I think she was replaced with a clone, shapeshifter, or some sort of demon because she has a completely different face. The next movie will be Golden Boy. You're probably wondering, who is Golden Boy? Well, he is a young superhero from Godolphin University who tragically died too young. I think Golden Boy had the potential to be a great hero. He might have even been the next Homelander. This movie could really set up the next generation of heroes after the ones we know are no longer able to help. Golden Boy is really cool, and a movie about him can be a great way to introduce younger heroes. Similar to Homelander Legacy, this film will be about the next generation of heroes carrying on the legacy of the iconic original heroes. The final movie in the Vought Cinematic Universe will be the Seven Reborn. After saving the world from soup terrorists, the Nazi supervillain Stormfront arrives to take over the world and bring back the Third Reich. Stormfront will pose as a hero and Homelander will fall in love with her in the film. The Seven will work with Stormfront until they find out that she is actually a Nazi who is super racist. The Seven unite for the final time to kill Stormfront and fight against her Nazi regime. So yeah, we will use how Stormfront was a Nazi supervillain who pretended to be a hero and joined the Seven as a plot point in the movie. Honestly though, I wasn't really surprised that Stormfront was a Nazi because she was very unlikable and just had very bad vibes. Also, look at that hair. Like, how can someone with that haircut not be racist? So yeah, that was my ideal Vought Cinematic Universe. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I know there's probably a lot of characters that didn't get movies like Lamplight or Translucent, Mr. Marathon, and the G-Men. Personally, I think that the G-Men should be introduced after the 30-movie saga, which was mainly about the Seven, so the G-Men can have their own saga. Let me know what you guys would have changed with this universe. Do you want more Tek Knight movies? Would you change how the Seven is set up? Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.